experiencing all the joy and the relief of getting my ADHD diagnosis at age 40, the very next feeling I went through was imposter syndrome. There was a part of me that wondered whether or not I overstated my challenges because I really wanted that diagnosis. And I was humbled very quickly because the very next night I forgot my keys in the front door and spent like 10 minutes looking for them the following morning while I was getting Amir ready for school. And at that point I was like, oh no, I definitely have this shit. The next emotion that came up very strongly was grief, because there are so many ways that I was punished in my childhood, both directly and indirectly, for just existing as a kid with ADHD. So for example, when corporal punishment was used, it wasn't because I was a bad kid, it was because my room wasn't cleaned up to the standard. Mind you, it was never made explicitly clear what the details of that standard were. I was also consistently called lazy, which is not great for the self-esteem. And if you know me when I'm in work mode, my work ethic is unmatched. So there was a lot of grieving of that title and the ways in which it caused me to feel unworthy. And then there was grief about my grades and how they could have been better in high school, if I was in an environment where I could focus on what I wanted to focus on, and if I knew what was going on, if I had tools. Because ironically, when I got to college and I was able to hyper-focus on what I cared about, which was music, my grades were stellar. I graduated summa cum laude. The next emotion that I cycled through was so much pride, because I looked at this amazing ADHD-friendly life that I created for myself. I work for myself, I don't have to answer to nobody, and that's part of the reason why this thing went undiagnosed for so long. Part of the diagnostic criteria is that it has to be debilitating and really affect your life in a negative way. And because I work for myself, there are no deadlines that I have to meet that are imposed by anyone other than myself. So if I miss a deadline, oh well, I'll get to it when I get to it, or I won't get to it at all, and it's fine. I created so many systems and hacks for myself that I didn't even realize were ADHD hacks. I have whiteboards all over my apartment because I know that if I don't write things down, they're not happening. I didn't realize that visual cues are really helpful for people with ADHD. I hired a virtual assistant to help me with scheduling because it was overwhelming and I wasn't good at it. I hired cleaning help to help me keep my workspace and my home space clean because being neat is just not my ministry, and I could beat myself up about it for the rest of my life, or I could just hire some help. And then came the frustration, because I started to look around me and notice all the people in my life who have undiagnosed ADHD, and I started to notice how I was trying to overcompensate for their lack of skills. Basically, I can barely manage my own life, but I'm trying to manage everyone's undiagnosed ADHD around me. It was absolutely infuriating. But one of the reasons why this diagnosis was so helpful is because it taught me to set better boundaries. It taught me to decide, no, I'm not managing your ADHD. I'm only gonna manage mine. One of the greatest benefits of this diagnosis is how it has increased my ability to give myself grace. So for example, if I lose something, instead of beating myself up about it, I just go, you know what, Cindy, it's okay. You have ADHD and it happens. Let's buy some more ear tags and ear tag everything that we could possibly need. Anything that creates more self-compassion, anything that creates more self-love, I'm here for it.